So now, just so you know, with that, probably more my horizon for me is about here.
Oh, wow.
No, it is probably a wow, because again, now that I'm saying this, it's weird because the stripe. With that, I almost feel like my head has to tilt back. Actually, for me, I probably
And hold it.
put it on the table, so I didn't want to put it on the floor. Oh, that's better. So that's interesting, just the difference of my head being not on a pillow.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the beads are above your mouth really at the moment.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I can handle them now here, but I'm saying with the
Ah.
pillow there,
Yeah.
I was more.
So how would you gauge somebody where their horizon is? Because I just imagined like eye level.
Right, I know you imagine eye level, but that's where you have to look at the system. So
Yeah.
let's say two, if I had, sorry to come into your lap,
Hi.
more microcephaly, you know what I mean? Where my head's back here.
Then
Yeah.
it would be
Right?
here.
Yeah, but that's where two now, you might be working here to start off with, because that's what they're used to. Because in this position, this is
This
gone.
is gone. Okay.
What I have to do in this position, so let's see, you can just start to see my hands. I can't tell I have 5 fingers. I can actually tell I have better 5 fingers on my left. Right here, I can tell I've got fingers
Wow.
in this kind of a position. Versus if I'm here,
Can't see this.
I can see my hands here. I can see the beads from this. And I can tell right here I have 5 fingers. No, I'm just trying to show you where
Yeah,
the
that's really
range
interesting.
is. When the head shape is quote typical, the eye range for a baby is about here. Where if it starts becoming an atypical response, you'll start to see the vision. So it could be here, it could be here, but it's very, and if it's only here, look at where my hands are compared to where my eyes. I'm already way out of range. So especially if there's torticollis, this is gone. So in torticollis, okay, now I have fingers. But even that, this is a much more solid shape than this. So again, my range goes to about here. Whenever you go to an atypical response, the visual range, like I said, is here. I get it that I can sort of see that there's lights and stuff over here, but I couldn't. If I'm doing this, I can't tell you really what that is. So that's why, too, when you're doing with vision, you want more bang for the buck. So if they do have more of a torticollis, or like you might want to start off with a lighted object over here to make it seem better. So now if I'm here as a baby, okay, so now I have the toy in. So see, before I was going out, and now I'm going on to the toy, right? So typical baby, let's say, and here, so that
Let me go down.
everything, yeah. And this is where you'll see Omni. So see how I counter? So if I'm here, right, so a baby, so let's say, so the stimuli is going this way, so you might see more of a counter where the legs come up, see? And so my back can counter. Now if it was diagonal, so here, right, so if my head goes here, you'll see more of this. And if it comes over, so the system really should be working, or if they're here, you know what I mean, trying to, but you will see the pelvis counter with the vision. I can go that way, this way. See, if my head shape goes in a weird position, my system will then go, quote, in a weird position. But it'll counter,
That's cool.
right? So that's what, again, you should see with Omni, right? Right? Does that make more sense? Versus, see, it's out of my, especially if I'm like, okay, I'm right eye dominant now. You go too far, I'm going to do this. Does that make more sense to what you're... So, but that's where when people see that faint, oh, you're bored. So they'll either, so try and chase me.
What is
So,
chasing?
so like
Oh,
here where
oh.
I fainted away, so now try and find my eye again. You know what I mean? See, now it's just like,
Don't shake the beads.
right, but I mean, but I might again get repulsed, so I'm gonna go someplace else. Or, but especially too, if I'm stuck there, so shake it again. So let's say if I have torticollis, right, and I'm stuck here, and you're trying to shake, shake, shake. This is where you're actually gonna see more of a contraction towards into the torticollis, because I'm trying to block this out, because it's bugging me,
Yeah.
in a sense. So.
Can
you know
I
what
do
mean?
this where you're like that and then Stuart
Or,
is working on you?
well, hold on, or I'm here, and now I'm not used to using my left hand. So if I get too far, do you see how that throws my balance, right? So, and I'm trying to reach, but if this is here, especially gone into a lift, I can't use this hand. See, if this is a lift, I can do that. But a baby, now it'll cancel this. So if you say, grab it, grab it, grab it, I can't. Now, if I'm there working on the child and get that elbow to bend, look at that counter, wow, they just grabbed the beads for the first time. Do you know what I mean? But that's where I'm here on the arm, on this, on the pelvis to work on that. And then you pull up a little bit, let's say, and oh, wow, the head's straightening out. And then they get that, oh crap, I can see up here kind of look on their face, but they're going into it. So you still might see again where they go back when they're tired and they're habitual or they're trying to suck their thumb, and you'll see this, but the more and more you can stimulate that counter, and then you'll get this, and then they can start crossing over the midline kind of thing. Does that make more sense on how that sets up?
Yeah.
Why you're there doing that counter and as if the system could do it versus allowing them. So now if I got bigger, right? Look now what I'm doing. And this is where you start seeing the dystonia come in. So if I really want something so bad and I grab, and this is sort of what Shanny used to do, so give me some beads. I'm so excited. Now this gets more violent. Because now I'm in two lifts. And I can't, you know what I mean? And so and I start to contract that way, as an example.
So where would you?
Well, again, where I'd go after, again, that left pelvis if I could, and stuff, so say same thing. So if I'm here and here, right? And now I've softened that. See again? Already I have to soften through the chest. I can't be like this if this isn't here. If this is here, see? But the second this comes down, it automatically starts breaking these conversations. That's why I've done it a lot of times where I go work on someone, I'll say contract the hands, and I'll work the head, and it's hard for people to keep the contractions. Because when the balance, so to keep my contractions, and the more I'm balancing here and here, see, immediately I start to counter here. Even though the hands might be tight, like she left, right? But she was still now doing this so much better that at least the biceps were coming in and stuff where she can start feeding herself. Versus, how am I gonna feed myself? Versus this. So even though you still might have things going on, such a different way of being able to do stuff that